Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So, we've got the MD 2.0 Yokomo built and I've took it drifting, and to say this is only the second time I've been drifting on this track, or drifting altogether, other than playing around at RD models. But yeah, to say that I'm impressed with this would be an understatement. The MB4 Pro Plus, the INR4, the Hobbywing Drift ESC motor, the Yokomo Servo that I'm really impressed with. Altogether, it just works fantastic. But let's bring in for a close-up look, show you how I've got this thing set up, and see if I can drop in a few videos of it drifting, see what you guys think. So, first off, the body shell. This is from L&L Models, painted up by Herbie RC Paints, and he's done an absolute fantastic job of painting this up for me. So I really like the way it's come out, and it does seem to fit this car well. Now, fair enough, it's not your typical two-wheel drive drift car body, but I just like the way it looks. The tyres, we're using the MST ones. I believe these are silvers, and that's what the track allows you to use. I think it's Northern Drift Racing NDR track up at Wakefield. Fantastic fun up there, really nice setup. For the body mounts, I did try the magnetic post mounts that came with this kit, but to be honest, I'm not a great fan of them. They just didn't seem to line up anywhere that would have been useful. But if we take the body off, the front posts I've just mounted straight down. The rear posts, not sure how well this is going to show up on camera. Try and get an angle where you can see them. But I basically just mounted these with slightly longer screws. I've put the nuts, locking nuts on the back of them, and these don't move at all. They're really solid. And then to stop them moving left and right, just to give them some support if you bump the shell, on these little bits, I've used some of the standard Yokomo screws and the little metal bits that mount to this to give you the magnetic mounts. And I've just put them on, and it seems to have done the trick. At the minute, I'm only using an 18-tooth pinion, because we don't seem to need a lot of wheel speed at that track, but I've ordered a whole bunch of pinions. I think basically 19, 20, 21, 22. So I've got quite a few to test, see if increasing wheel speed makes it any better. For the batteries, to use the non-low centre of gravity batteries, I've used a bunch of aluminium shims and slightly longer screws, and that allows us to use these battery retainers as they were meant to be used. And all night I had no issues with the batteries popping out or anything. And these are the 5,500 milliamp hour Sumperdows. I did get sent these. I've used these for racing in my two-wheel drive drift car, two-wheel drive buggy, and they've been absolutely fantastic. Really can't fault these batteries, they do work well. As for the servo, at the moment my take on that servo is Yokomo have that set absolutely perfect for drifting. I'm not getting any sort of exaggerated twitch with the wheels when it's trying to centre for gyro. Need to tighten these bearings up though for steering rack. Need to do them now I've got it set up. But the INR4 GYB, we've had good fun playing around with that. At the moment, I prefer it just doing the steering, but we did try messing around, letting it do the throttle, and it makes it quite interesting, especially for somebody that's just learning. You could sort of just hold the throttle at 2/3 and then just concentrate on correcting your steering. But it did work really well. I haven't as yet messed around changing any of the geometry at steering or anything, or the sort of toe in, toe out, camber, anything like that. I just wanted to run it stock as it's built out the kit. Did have to put a bit of preload on the front and rear, but it would just sort of spin the collars down just to kind of get it so the ride out looked right. But yeah, really impressed with it. It just seems to drive so predictably. If you push it, it will flip ends on you, but if you just back off a little bit, it works really well. So setup wise for the INR4 on the Noble Pro Plus, if I go into assignments, we've got a throttle and steering trim standard. Then we got TR3 and 4 as steering and throttle dual rate. We've got VR1 left and right, so the two dials on the back, steering gain and then throttle gain. Then we've got a smart vehicle control, so we can turn the SVC on and off set to the button on the grip, and then just throttle and steering set normal. And it seems to be really well. You've got full control of the gyro from the actual transmitter itself. So if we just power up the RC, because we need the vehicle connected to be able to see as settings for SVC. So I'll have to apologise for fan noise, but if we go into stability control, so we've got it set on reverse, you can calibrate your neutral setting. You've got ESP mode, so we've got normal or lock. Then we've got a steering gain, so we can control the steering gain, run it around 55%. Then we've got a throttle gain on the other one. Then you've got the priority, so whether you want it to prioritise your input or the gyro's input. You've got gyro calibration, and then if we go into it, you've got multiple settings, what you can change to have a custom setup for each of the RCs. So you can change it to drift, custom, and you can set your damper points and everything, and your filter for jitter, everything like that. And you can do that for each one of these. And you can also assign a button to flick between modes. At the minute, we've got it all running just as stock, and it seems absolutely fine. The more I get to grips with it, the more I'll be playing with it. And it is nice that you can have all your actual settings read out on screen. So as you alter your steering gain, throttle gain and everything, priority, you've got all these settings on the actual screen, so you can see exactly what you're doing. And if you want, you've also got the lap timer, or up or down timer, however you want to do it. But yeah, my general take on this, yes, it's not a cheap RC, and the only thing I could even pull it down for is the cheap plastic servo arm and servo mounts. But do they work perfect? Yep, they work absolutely perfect. And the speed of that steering, really cannot fault that servo in any way. It works absolutely perfect. And just to show you the gyro, how we've got it set up, it works absolutely fantastic. And all these settings for the gyro, completely controllable from transmitter. One thing I would like to see from Hobbywing is the drift receivers, drift ESC, sorry, with full iBus 2 control like the crawler ones. So you've got full setting of your ESC from your transmitter, but maybe we'll see that in a future update or a future revision of the speed controllers from Hobbywing. The wheel speed on this, so if we look at the wheel speed on it, it's really not bad, and that's on an 18-tooth pinion, I believe. As I say, pinion choice depends on track and tyres and how you drive. But yeah, the stock layout of this has worked absolutely fantastic. So let's power that fan off.
Signal lost, shutting down.
We'll power the transmitter off. And I think all that's left to do now is give you guys a quick look at a bit of the running footage we've got. And you can make your mind up if you like the idea of this setup. So let's see what you think. So there you have it, the Yokomo MD 2.0 complete stock build. We've not added anything to it. We've got the FlySky MB4 Pro Plus, Iron R4 receiver, Yokomo SP030 V2 servo, and the Hobbywing Drift ESC and Hobbywing D10 motor. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It's not a cheap kit, it's a damn nice build, and the components we've chose, yeah, you could use a cheaper servo for the ESC and motor. There's different ones out there. As I said, I would like to see the iBus 2 programming from the transmitter. Be a nice touch, but ultimately you're pretty much going to set it up once and leave it. So it's not a big hassle with the on-the-go programmer for these things. You can leave it plugged into the car and tweak it from your phone as you go and just try different settings, but you basically just find what works for you. But yeah, not a cheap kit, but a damn enjoyable one and so easy to drive. As I said, that's the second time I've been to that track and the very first time I've drove this, and I haven't even started tweaking any at settings yet. We just had gyro set around 55%, left the throttle control off, and it just worked. It's so much fun. But big shout out to the guys at MB Models. They helped me get this one. And big shout out to FlySky. We've got Sumpadao that supplied the batteries. But yeah, overall, extremely impressed with it and really happy I decided to go this way. But thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.